Heiberger. I'm the Director of Alumni Relations here at CARA. I thank you for being here as we hear from Corinne from our WiSE program. Before we start, a few housekeeping items. If you haven't yet, go ahead and make sure you introduce yourself into our chat or to our chat function. I've asked if you would include the ratio of men to women when you were here, or at least your best guess, as well as your name and your degree and the year you graduated. This is being recorded. So we will be posting this to our CARA YouTube webpage. It takes us about a day or two for that to happen. So I encourage you, if you've got coworkers or alumni or people, even just family you want to share this with, feel free to share this. We will be sending a follow-up email later on today or probably tomorrow with the link so that you can share this with everyone. I also want to encourage you that if you have any questions as Corinne goes through her talk, please put that in the question and answer on the bottom, that Q&A, and then we will go ahead and at the end, I will ask those questions of her. And I'm going to start, you guys have already been doing great with the chat. I'm going to throw in my email. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Give me some great ideas. I'm going to, at the end, put a survey up. I want to hear your ideas of what you want to hear about next here on campus. And also, if you're interested in hosting or helping to host an alumni event in your area, I'd love to help that happen. So today I have the pleasure of introducing Corinne. She is our coordinator in the WiSE program. Corinne graduated from South Dakota Mines in 2008 with a degree in industrial engineering. She went on to work in the aggregate mining and healthcare industry before moving back to the Black Hills with her husband, Kevin. He's also an alum of the school. They have 3 boys, a 10-year-old, 7-year-old, and 5-year-old, and a golden retriever that keep them active and outside of work. Corinne has served in the WiSE department for the last 2.5 years. So with that, I will let you take over, Corinne.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. Like Shelly said, I'm the WiSE coordinator, and I'm happy to be here on campus. Just a little FYI, I woke up with a little bit of a dry throat, so I'll try and make it through here. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So we're going to be talking about the Women in Science. Oh.
Corinne, sorry to interrupt, but you're going to want to do the swap displays thing again. We're seeing your notes view rather.
Okay, let's see here.
Perfect.
And you know what? I don't know if that button's checked this time. Let me try this one more time. Oh, yep, it is good. Okay.
Looks good.
Okay. All right. So WiSE started as an NSF funded program in the late 2000s to try and just encourage professional development and mentorship to women students. It kind of then fizzled out a little bit and was relaunched in 2013 just in the ME department, and eventually the campus decided to take it campus-wide. So in 2015 a dedicated space was created. So on campus there's a little picture of just part of our WiSE room. We're currently in McGlory. We have a great study space on the other half that has just whiteboard tables. We have a fridge and sink and coffee and tea for all of our students. So just a good space for our women students, actually all of our students, to be able to come in and have a nice relaxing space to study or just relax. We will be moving our space to Surbeck, probably in the middle of the summer. It's part of our Opportunity for All initiative on campus. So we'll be closer to international students and the Center for Inclusion as well. We are very small state funded and mostly foundation funded. And then I coordinate part-time as part of the Student Success Department on campus. Since WiSE's inception, we've increased retention. So that would mean fall to to the next fall retention. Last fall, we had a 90% retention rate, which is the largest we've ever had in history. We also like to measure persistence, which is fall to spring retention rate. So students coming back after one semester, and we consistently have a high rate, and about 96 is about our average. And in 2022, it was 97. Our female graduation rate is typically about 15 percentage points higher than our male students. That's just what a lot of universities try and use to just show their graduation rate, which is the 6-year graduation rate. So our women are doing really well on the campus. Here's just a little graph. Hopefully you can see it all right. It's just kind of a program comparison of the percentage of women in each department. So kind of fun to look at your own department and see what it's at. A lot of people always talk about our ME department, which is about 10% women. You can see some of our engineering departments are much less. We do have our new biomedical engineering department, which is really pulling in quite a few women on our campus. So that's pretty exciting for us. In fall of 2022, we had 126 women, or about 1/4 of our incoming freshmen, which I thought was amazing. I don't know, I saw some of the numbers come through. I think when I was a student, a couple semesters, it was 1 to 9 and 1 to 7. So when I saw these numbers, I was excited for our student population. Overall, we have about the same percentage. We have 604 women on campus. And this is a picture of our adventure weekend. So these are our incoming freshmen and mentors at a fun event that we do every fall. I'm just going to kind of go over the current programming within WiSE. So we focus on 4 major areas: peer mentoring, professional development, networking, and outreach. So the first I'll talk about are our first-year peer mentors. We have a peer mentor for every incoming freshman and transfer student. We divide them into WiSE peer mentors and student success peer mentors. So our WiSE mentors are women, upper class students mentoring incoming female freshmen. And our student success mentors are male and female mentors in mentoring incoming male freshmen. So that's kind of the division there. We have a few different requirements for WiSE mentors versus student success mentors, but all in all, we try and make the training and events similar for both. We divide our peer mentors by major. So you're getting a mentor that's within your major, has already had a lot of your professors. We do a full hiring process for these mentors. We have them apply, they're interviewed, and they do get a small stipend throughout the year for working as a peer mentor. We use our peer mentors for quite a few things on campus nowadays. A couple of years ago, we switched to have them also be orientation leaders. So the first person that the new freshman or incoming transfer student will meet is their peer mentor. We have them reach out during the middle of the summer. So it's just a really great program to have somebody that you've already talked to be the first person that you see at orientation, and then can carry you through the rest of the year. We also host multiple mentor and mentee events throughout the year. You can see a few in some of the pictures. The adventure weekend I talked about. We do pottery painting every year. We also have our students, our mentors host weekly events in the WiSE room. We call them WiSE Wednesdays. And these are just kind of fun activities. Sometimes they're more academically based, or, looking at resume reviews. Other times they're just kind of fun, like come and color or have breakfast. And it's just really fun to get students in here every week on Wednesdays to just get together and relax a little bit. We also are starting a program for our mentors to try and develop them into better leaders on campus. So we do have a leadership training and opportunities for our mentors to go and grow in their leadership abilities. Next, I'll talk about professional development. So throughout the year, we often have industry representatives or alumni want to come and speak to our students. So we like to host what we call pop-up breakfasts, where we have whoever is interested in talking to our students can come into the WiSE room and just hold an informational session or just kind of a casual stop and go event with our students. And they've been really popular. I think our students really enjoy them. We've just recently had Miss South Dakota come. So we have a variety of presenters. We'll sometimes have we had a med student come. So it's just kind of a big variety. We like to bring people into the WiSE room and just expose our students to a lot of different support systems. We also every spring host a WiSE forum, and that's the pictures that you're seeing on this event. So we bring in guest panelists from industry and do a Q&A with about 50 women on campus. This is always one of the most well-attended and favorite events of our students. They just get to be in a room, have a nice dinner, and ask questions that they might not ask otherwise of women who have already been working in industry. We also love to partner with the CARA office to do alumni and student connection events, and we've hosted panels that have also been super well attended by our students. We love to partner with SWE, which is the Society of Women Engineers. And we have hosted events with them in the past, but one big thing that we like to encourage our students to do is go to the annual SWE conference. Every student I've sent to the SWE conference has come home with a full-time job offer or internship offer. So it's just a really great opportunity for our students. And so we encourage it and try and partner as much as we can with that group on campus. Another thing that we offer through WiSE is just advising. So every student is assigned a professional and an academic advisor as a freshman, but we also just open it up. If there's a female student having issues, they're always welcome to come into my office, and a lot of times are referred to my office. And so that's another way that we try and help encourage professional development. I talked a little bit about networking, but one of our biggest events that we host is the night prior to the fall career fair. Some of you maybe have attended this. We host a large event for companies and students to come together to just have a good dinner together. Students get to pick companies that are attending that they're interested in finding a job, whether full-time or internship with, and we match them with their companies. And it's always hugely attended. This is an invite only, so we only invite high performing student groups on campus, not only for female students, but I always joke because it's the one event that we have this large on campus where women are the majority of the population at the event. Last year, we had 75 students in attendance with 58 company employees representing 24 different companies. So we had a really well attended. Every year, we just have more and more. And so we might be meeting our capacity next year, which would be awesome. We love this event because students kind of have a glimpse at what it's like to have a formal sit-down dinner. We have a reception with alcohol served, so they kind of get that little taste of how do you act and perform around potential employees or employers at this event. We usually have a guest speaker. This year we were honored to have Shelly as our guest speaker, and I think it went really well. We love doing industry partnerships, and we often have industry offer to sponsor different programs through WiSE. We've had tours of different facilities around the Black Hills area, which our students always love. And then another networking activity that we do is a book club. So we do a book club every fall and spring. We provide all of the books and snacks for the students. And it's just a really good time for students to kind of take a step back from their daily studies and be able to go into a fun book. We try and do books that we've done a little of both. We've done where we have like nonfiction stories about women in industry, and then sometimes we'll go to more of the fiction side and just kind of have a relaxing book. We've partnered with industry in the past. Just recently, we partnered with Nucor on this event, and it was great having them pop in and do the book club with us throughout the semester. So that's always fun to have for our students as well. Lastly, we participated in a lot of outreach events throughout the campus and the community. Probably on at least twice a year, we'll host what we call STEMinist events. Typically, we like to host these with our athletics department. So we'll have an event before a volleyball game or a football game. This year, we hosted one right before one of our big football games and honored some of our poet contributors who have really helped support us, the WiSE Room, throughout the years. We like to invite community youth to come and do different science experiments. You can see in that top left picture, we have a life-size operation board that we take to a lot of different events. We like to do experiments with young students, and generally they get free admission to the games, and it's just kind of a fun event for youth in the community and for our students to engage with youth in the community. Every spring, the WiSE mentors and faculty in the area go into every Rapid City area middle school, and we do question and answer, we do demonstrations. It's always super fun. Our Rapid City area schools do a program where they have to kind of pick their path in high school, and that happens in 8th grade. So we really try and focus on that middle school age to get them to go into the engineering and science pathways. And that's why we really focus most of our outreach on middle school students, but we do also participate in a few elementary schools around the area have asked us to come in and do STEM events for their students. We like to go in and just kind of make science easy and fun for them. Our last big event that we do for outreach, we help coordinate a Women in Science conference. And this is done in coordination with the Youth and Science Rapid City Board and Rapid City area schools, really actually regional schools. So we invite all 7th grade girls onto campus, and we host this during spring break. So we have the entire campus at our disposal, and we have a huge expo hall. We have guest speakers, we have a keynote speaker, we do many hands-on activities. We've had things such as the stargazer globe. We've had a walk-through brain. The expo hall is always one of their favorite events, where we have companies from all around the area, or companies that will even fly in to host a booth to show these 7th grade girls how fun science and engineering can be. So I'm just going to put this little plug in there because I'm also on the Youth and Science Rapid City Board. But if anyone is interested in volunteering, or their company might be interested in volunteering, we are always in need of volunteers for this event. So please contact me for that. Now I'm just going to talk a little bit about the future of WiSE. So in the last 6 months or so, we've put together a WiSE advisory board. This board has alumni from all over the country on it, and we're just really trying to talk about how do we enhance our programming through WiSE. We want to make sure that we're always doing value-added events for our students, that we're not bombarding them with too many events, and that the things we do are really meaningful and impactful to our students. So we've had a couple meetings, and we'll continue on for the rest of the year. And we're getting a lot of great ideas out of this advisory board. One of our biggest pieces to the future of WiSE is our WiSE Scholars Program. I was also the director of an NSF-funded grant program called Culture and Attitude on our campus. And that really tried to target female engineers. So we would only accept certain engineer disciplines as part of this group, but it was a scholarship and also came with programming. And our funding for this ended at the beginning of this year. So that program was going to kind of go away, and through the generous support of a donor, we were able to continue it on for at least 3 more years. So we've just recently accepted 10 new students into the WiSE Scholars Program, and then we have 13 left in the Culture and Attitude program. And our hope is that every year we can bring a few more students into the WiSE Scholars Program. But not only is it a scholarship program, but we do a lot of programming with his students. We give them professional advising. We have them join professional societies. We have them do technical events throughout the year, and just social events too. So they get to know other students on campus, not necessarily in their major. It's been the results of Culture and Attitude program have been amazing. We've had almost 100% of our students graduate from that program. There is a 3.0 GPA requirement, so they have great GPAs. The group on the picture in the bottom there are 7 of the new WiSE scholars, and I'm just really excited to work with that group and see this program grow. As part of that program, we'd also are looking to start a student development fund. So not necessarily just for students within the WiSE Scholars program, but we're trying to create a fund where we can help support our students to go to some of these conferences or join the professional societies. We just see such a benefit in it. And a lot of our students aren't able to afford going to these conferences. There might be a little money in some departments, or SWE might be able to help a little bit. But the biggest thing that I hear with our students is they would love to go, but they just can't afford it. So our hope is to create this student development fund where we can help our students get access to some of these conferences or professional society memberships, and just reinvigorate them in their schooling. I've seen students that maybe are at the 2.5 or 2.0 range, go to one of these conferences and just come back ready to just excited about their education, excited about finishing, excited about doing their best. And I think I would love to have that opportunity for more students on campus. And then lastly, we're also looking at doing some mentoring with our students and alumni. And I think this will come more in a group setting where we're doing some more of those student alumni connection events. And so we're looking forward to kind of creating that new program as well. I wasn't able to have a student join me today, but I do have a video of a student. This is Bettina Redman that I'll be showing a video of. She is a mechanical engineering senior. She is a Culture and Attitude, now WiSE scholar. She's also acted as a WiSE mentor, and she actively participates in WiSE events. She was just recently accepted a full-time offer with Nucor Steel in Indiana. And so I'm just going to play this video for you so you can hear a little bit about what she has to say about WiSE.
WiSE means that you always have a support system. As a female coming to an engineering school, you might get some of the imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not quite smart enough to be here, or you're not sure if this is right for you. And WiSE is a good place to come and be reminded that engineering is for everyone. WiSE to me is a really important aspect of being on campus. South Dakota Mines is predominantly male, so having a safe space on campus and a dedicated group for women to come and just have some female friends, have some friends who know exactly what they're going through, has been really important, especially having the WiSE space on campus, having somewhere where you can come hang out on a couch, grab a cup of coffee or a tea, and just meet with your female friends, meet with Corinne, just like having a place that's just down and it's good for your mental health. WiSE mentorship on this campus has been really important to me. My mentor was very instrumental in making sure that I felt comfortable as a female on campus, being able to go out and try new things. She took me to experience some clubs, different activities and organizations on campus. And as a WiSE mentor, it's been really important for me to get to know some of the newer girls coming in on campus, making sure that they have that comfortable person they can come to whenever they have questions, whether that be class specific or campus culture specific or anything like that. The Culture and Attitude Scholarship was an absolute lifesaver for me. Coming into school, I didn't have any money. My family didn't have any money. And so working off of the federal grants and the loans, and that was all very stressful. But so when I did finally get approved for the Culture and Attitude Scholarship, that small amount of money completely changed my life. It ensured that I would still be able to go through school and be able to afford school without having to pour all of my extra time and effort into working and making more money just to pay for my schooling. So having a scholarship, especially this scholarship with that amount, guaranteed that I was able to dedicate enough time to my studies, enough time to, you know, actually have a good college experience, and I couldn't replace that. The learning activities that we did with Culture and Attitude, going out to see different events and different learning opportunities around the Rapid City and Black Hills area was really important for me as a student. Meeting up with students for dinners or for banquets or something like that, being able to make friends with people from all different walks of life. This scholarship was very, very important to me staying at Mines and me being happy here. So I'm very grateful for it. You can look around at a lot of these very successful lady upperclassmen and realize, you know, if these people can make it, I can make it too. And the best part about it is you always have older students that are willing to help you with anything you need, whether it's schoolwork or if you just need a friend or someone to go to dinner with. Like, the female campus, or the female population on this campus is so much stronger because of WiSE.
So with that, that's my presentation. I'm happy to open it up to any questions you might have. I've put my contact information here. So if you have any questions later, or you're interested in getting involved more with WiSE through yourself or your company, feel free to reach out. I also put the WiSE email, which comes directly to my email box and is probably a little easier to spell than my name. So thank you all for attending, and I look forward to your questions.
Excellent. Thank you, Corinne. I appreciate it. We do have a few questions here, so I will get started. The first question I think you kind of hit on, but it's how do I get involved? I was part of WiSE as a collegiate. Now I hold principal engineer role and would love to mentor and help translate seniors into the workforce.
Yes, we would love your help. We love hosting events with our alumni. Feel free to reach out. I keep kind of a running list of people who are interested in participating in some of these student alumni connections. We often do them virtually. So we might have a few local people on campus, and then Kara is set up really well to be able to have a video of anyone who's not able to be here in person, along with in-person attendees. So we're always open to having anyone join. And also, if you are interested in some of those other projects as well, we're going to try to get some of that mentorship off the ground in this next semester. And I know Shelley is also working on a student alumni mentorship program. And so I'm sure you'll see more information about that, but it's always good to know alumni who are interested. So please feel free to reach out and give us your information.
Absolutely. And so if you're one of the gentlemen on the Zoom today, don't feel like you're going to be left out. We do have a new mentorship program coming out through the alumni office that will be in your e-news this next month. And we will start getting more out there to recruit for some mentors. And some of you have offered to mentor in the past. And so I have that list. But if you want to make sure your name's on the list, make sure, if you want to work specifically in WiSE, get with Corinne. And if you would want to work with all of our student population, get a hold of me and more will be coming. I have a question here. How many members are in SWE?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have that off the top of my head. I don't actually run that program. But I would say there's probably about 25 active students. When I get their list, there's probably over 100, but I wouldn't say that they're all actively engaged in attending SWE events.
Excellent. Another person asked how many South Dakota Mines graduates to date have participated in some type of WiSE program. And then they have a follow-up one. Do they get any direct updates about WiSE program or invitations to invites with current WiSE student participants, like an e-news or live events, so they could be part of?
Okay. Happening. For the alumni or students?
For your WiSE alum.
Oh, okay. So that's something that Shelley and I have talked a lot about. We haven't previously had a tag for our alums, tagging them under WiSE. And so we've talked about, as students are now graduating, we're trying to start recording that. It's really hard for us to go back and find people who were involved in WiSE, especially since I'm new to this role and Shelley's new to this role. So we usually just kind of do a all call to our women alumni and see who is interested. And really, WiSE has only been going strong for the last 10 years or so. So only if somebody had graduated in the last 10 years would they maybe recognize being a part of this program. But we're going to try, as part of that mentorship program I talked about, one of our ideas is to have women that have circulated through it on campus, then will transition over and be able to be mentors as they go into industry. And then also, since they have met other women in industry, they continue that mentorship probably just organically between themselves. And as we all know, we have different questions as a student than we do 5 years out on the job. And so we want to start that relationship early so that as they go out into industry, they have other women they can lean on and kind of create this circle of women just helping each other out.
Great question.
Yeah, that was great. Answered the whole question. Okay.
and just, from our office, we will be including, I reach out to different departments to try to include their information in our monthly e-news that goes out. And we're trying to make that a better and more robust news. And so we will be reaching out to the WiSE and to get, I do with athletics and different groups, including Greek life, to make sure that we're sharing the updates and changes on campus with all of you. But I want to give you all a minute to ask a few more questions in case you have them. I want to share with you the upcoming alumni events that we have going on. You can see that in January, this weekend, we have the peer tailgate. We're going to be down in, not me, but Dr. Rankin and someone else from the CARA department will be down in Florida. And in February, we're in Houston area, both Katy and the Woodlands, all around that area. So I have reached out to all of our chapter chairs to also encourage them to get me some more ideas and dates of what they want to do. But if you're here on this Zoom and you're interested in having something in your area and you only have 5 alum, great, let me help you get that coordinated. I would like to help you get invites out, and I'd like to also get you some swag for your event too. So I see we got one more question popped up here. Has the transfer dropout rate for women dropped as WiSE continues to grow, specific to the last couple of years? And also, is that rate comparable to the male counterparts, or is it better?
So that would be we would look at that retention rate that I talked about at the beginning of the slide. So our retention for women students is at 90%. I think males is closer to, don't quote me, but I think it's in the 70s. So overall, we had really good retention last year for our students. Obviously 2020 hit hard for every university. So we don't even like to talk about those retention numbers, but yes. So in 2013, our retention rates for women was in this 77%. So we're just seeing a consistent increase. And I think it's, it's hard to say exactly what is helping, but we've really beefed up our student success department as well, which I'm also a part of. And we do professional advising for all of the students. So like I mentioned at one point, every student has their academic advisor, but they also are linked with a professional advisor. And so that would be within my department. And we have 2 other professional advisors that we split by departments. And so I think that also has an impact on our students. I think just overall, we're doing a better job about thinking about retention on campus. So all of these programs have really, I think, impacted, but it's pretty cool to see the number difference between the 78 to 90% retention rate for women though. So the more and more I talk to women, I hear that they feel supported on this campus. And I think that makes a big difference to just have that little bit of support, whether they use it or not, knowing it's here, I think is a benefit to our students.
Excellent. And I would agree that our support system has definitely beefed up on campus, and partly due to alumni support, that they saw that need. They saw what was happening in the student success, and they said, let's go bigger. And so that's thank to them too. Another person said, it's great to hear, support and encouragement. Oh, I think it's a follow-up. Support and encouragement definitely helps to grow the young people's confidence, and well done. Dr. Rankin just had a convocation this week, and in that he talked about the persistence from our fall to our spring semester right now, and we had an 84% return rate. So one of our highest. So that was really great to hear. Well, again, I just want to thank Corinne, our coordinator of our WiSE department, for giving us this update. And I thank you for all that you do in that program and supporting our students. And I want to thank all of you who attended. We're going to send a wrap-up email here in the next day or two. It'll include the link to this video, because this video was recorded and it will be up on our YouTube page. And if you liked this event and you've missed other ones, please come back, go check out our CARA YouTube page, and you can scroll through all of our events and check them out. I've also included a survey into the chat function. I'd appreciate if you take a moment to fill that out. It's just a few questions. And if you want to check out some of our upcoming programming, including some future digital department updates, there's the link to our upcoming events. Thank you all. I hope you have a nice warm spring day. It's a balmy 46 here as a high today, so we're enjoying that weather. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.